Wow, it's pitch black in there. I can't see a thing.
Did you say the Yatagarasu takes flight even in the dead of night or something?
Even in the depths of night, where no other bird dares to take flight. One alone soars to shine, the light of ruggedness and the world's blight. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagarasu. Whoa, you're one powerful performer. Thanks, but it doesn't help me see in the dark. I'm a human, not a three-legged raven. Oh. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. That voice, I knew it. It's been far too long. You remember me? Oh. I could hardly forget now, could I? After all, you're the one who put me away. Mr. Edgeworth, are you talking to that dog? Or is there someone else in there? Still can't see a dang thing. Oh, but I'm forgetting myself. Forgive me, I do not often receive visitors. One moment, I'll turn on the lights. Who the devil are you? You're a heavy-footed lot. Am I right in thinking you're free and all? Very well. Perhaps we should start by introducing ourselves. I am... Bodhidharma. I am Bodhidharma Canis. As you may have gathered, Mr. Edgeworth and I are old acquaintances. Canis was a notorious assassin. Some knew him as the Blind Butcher. His only weapon were a vicious hunting hound and a fearsomely sharp knife. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells, the last sound his victims would ever hear. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to guess why you've come to see me. You know why I'm here. In fact, I'm willing to bet you know every detail of this sordid little affair already. I suppose we have nothing to hide from one another. Your faithful canine friend is currently the chief suspect in a murder investigation. The person who found the body saw a dog with its mouth around the victim's throat. Your witness is mistaken. Helmut's a gentle soul. He is my eyes and nothing more. It's absurd to think that he would do such a thing, isn't it, boy? Yes, it is. You're a good boy, aren't you? Helmut's much more than a mere seeing eye dog, and he's certainly no good boy. He's also a trained killer. A weapon once used in this man's sordid trade. This witness of yours, he is trustworthy, I assume. Sword is anything but trustworthy. He's still very much a suspect himself. I can hardly claim his testimony is beyond reproach. And no then, I thought as much. Did I, Helmut? Yes. It figures you already knew who our witness is. What were you doing between 8 and 10 yesterday morning, Mr. Canis? During the show, you mean? I was here. Ensconced in these humble surroundings. I developed a passion for wood carving, you see. Obsession, even. Oh, excuse me. I was engrossed in it all morning. And you have permission to engage in such a hobby? I can't believe someone would actually let you. The warden and I have an understanding. An understanding? That's ridiculous. This man shouldn't be allowed one, let alone 5 chisels. There are nothing but lethal weapons in his hands. I was carving Buddy's pieces at first, but by the 640 and 74, my interest began to wane. Wow, that must have taken forever. Time's all as I have, child. In any case, my focus is now shifted to pieces such as these. I didn't know you played chess. You play too, do you not, prosecutor? Perhaps one day you might indulge me. Though you may find my game rather rudimentary, I only began after my arrival here, I'm afraid. What's that piece? A dog with 3 heads? Oh yes, the dogs of war. You must forgive my little joke. Chess is after all a game of war. Soldiers, knights, castles, all doing their utmost to protect the king, all loyal to the last. Always thought it strange such a game had no place for a dog. After all, what more loyal weapon could any army call upon? Still, it's a simple piece I made for fun, fear not. I play regular rules with regular pieces. I can't imagine it's easy finding opponents to play here in prison, though. I have my correspondence. Correspondence chess, then? Shadow moves by post? Yes, even prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters. Their contents are inspected, of course, although I have yet to receive the details of my current opponent's next move. Sounds like this current opponent isn't a resident here. I suppose you know the identity of the deceased, Mr. Canis? His name was Bronco Knight, was it not? Oh, poor unfortunate soul. You keep your ears to the ground? My ears are all I have, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I'm not surprised he's plugged into the President's information network. Perhaps he's not so unfortunate after all. What do you mean? Mr. Knight's crime was a grave one, a crime for which he would have been made to pay dearly anyway. The attempted assassination of a president? That's no small matter. Attempted assassination? Wait, Mr. Edgeworth, didn't Mr. Knight... Yes, we proved he murdered his team leader and there was no attempt on the president's life. Could it be they're attempting to cover up President Wang's assassination scheme? Whoa, whoa, whoa there, cowboy. You're saying Bronson didn't actually have a pop at the prez? I was hired to defend him on the charge of attempted murder. You mean you don't know what really happened? So what, they just blame the whole assassination thing on Knight? It would explain why the committee was so keen to get involved. Of course, they took you off the case to try and keep you away. And swapped in that Wiener kid to push through the attempted murder charge. In other words, they're trying to cover up the truth. So they really were trying to frame him. According to the guards, this night, was it? They tell me he was violently insistent he'd attempted no assassination. Which would have come out anyway when the case went to trial. I'm no expert in legal matters, but allow me to say one thing. I know for certainty he would not have been the first inmate imprisoned on false pretenses. Ugh. An uncomfortable fact, but a fact nonetheless. Yes, Helmet, yes it is, yes. The courtroom's not always the bastion of truth you believe it to be, Mr. Edgeworth. No bastion of truth, huh? I've heard something to that effect before. Yes, from a certain Interpol agent who doesn't have much faith in prosecutors. You're not twisting the truth behind these closed courtroom doors too, are you? Fueled by that kind of thinking, it's any wonder the courts produce nothing but falsities and lies. Sorry, the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today. I never was able to fully dispel his mistrust of prosecutors. Even Helmet understands, don't you, Helmet? Yes, you do. The truths revealed in courts are your deductions. It's dangerous to trust either implicitly. But I'm not bitter. You You're not the first to make me a subject of unfounded suspicion in recent days. I was visited by another prosecutor only yesterday, accompanied by a judge. They even dragged the warden along, her distaste for me lingering unspoken in the air.
Not those two again.
Prosecutor Winner and Judge Gavelle. They went over my cell with a fine-tooth comb but left empty-handed. They were looking for the murder weapon, I believe, to no avail.
Oh dear.
I mustn't take it personally. Rumour has it they searched every cell in the prison and still failed to find what they were looking for. I pray they weren't too disappointed. Well, that poses more questions than answers. What do we do now? Sorlett's testimony is flimsy at best. I'll need more proper evidence if I want to take Canis on. I think that's quite enough chit-chat for one day. Helmet will show you out. Good boy, Helmet. Go on now. He's not showing us out permanently, right?
Oh, let's get out of here. Come on.
Until next time, Mr. Canis. It does pain me our brief time must end, as we were just becoming reacquainted. I await your return, Mr. Edgeworth. Now to gather the evidence, I need to bolster my case.
Mr. Edgeworth.
That's the best hiding spot you could find? It's all right, Kay. You can come down now. Where's Fender?
He ran off somewhere. I have no idea he could move that fast.
Oh, Fender.
What do we do now?
You and I will continue the investigation. I know just where to start. By solving that one particular mission that's been dogging us the whole time. Knight's body was found in one of the prison workshops, but he was presumably being detained in one of the detention center's holding cells. So how did he wind up on the other side of those heavy security doors? Let's start by investigating the holding cells.
And Mr. Knight's room, right? What about Mr. Fender?
I'm sure he'll find us when he's ready.
Sure, but he's kind of our boss, isn't he? Oh well.
The victim's cell is just over there.
Lead the way, Mr. Edgeworth. I've just about had it.
Who's that?
Oh.
Warden Lagarde. She must have come from the Corridor Martin eventually. You still not talking, ma'am? Even with the evidence you borrowed from the precinct?
No, and I've tried so many times, I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send a blank report.
I guess a killer for hire is always going to be a tough nut to crack. A killer for hire?
Oh.
I couldn't help overhearing Warden Lagarde, but were you just talking about Mr. Canis?
Oh my, you were listening? How very gauche of you. A girl's privacy's her armor, you know.
Do you normally conduct interrogations of the man yourself?
It's not just him, darling. I try to have the occasional tete-a-tete with everyone, you see. That's what it means to be a member of the family in this little home of ours. There isn't a person who hasn't made the pilgrimage to my office at least once.
Your office?
How sweet, he's angling for an invite. I suppose it is the hottest ticket in town. Down this corridor here, darling, but FYI, I don't just let anybody wander in willy-nilly.
Yeah, right. Let's see, that would put it right around here.
It's a wonderful room, if I do say so myself. All my guests rave about it. Who wouldn't want a view of my fabulous garden in the yard? Ooh la la! The yard, if it's anything like the rest of the place, is probably full of adorable animals, right? Can I see? Oh, darling, it's so sweet of you to take an interest, but I'm afraid it's just not possible. Why not? You're not a member of our home. If you want to see it that badly, you'll just have to get convicted for doing something unspeakable.
That's a rather steep price to pay.
Oh, but just listen to me chatting away like there's no tomorrow. It's time for Ali's lunchy brunchy. The poor dear will be dying.
Ali?
The sweetest little dear in all the world. I know I shouldn't have favourites, but oh, you know how it is. Now to the yard with me. Ciao for now, darlings.
I wanted to ask her more about Canis, but she dominated that conversation from start to finish. Oh, let's go investigate the victim's cell, shall we? So this is Knight's cell.
When do you think he was brought in, Mr. Edgeworth?
It would have been the evening of the 25th, just after the events at the lake. And then at some point he wound up in the prison proper, but how? There must be some evidence that will point us in the right direction.
Let's get looking, Mr. Edgeworth.
Reflected in the mirror is...
A security camera, a great thief's greatest enemy. Nothing about this place is very thief-friendly, if I'm being honest.
I would think that would be entirely deliberate, Kay. Guard? I'd like you to retrieve the footage from the security camera to review as carefully as you can. If you see anything out of the ordinary, inform me immediately. Yes, sir.
You'd have thought they'd have done that already, wouldn't you? Wow, that's a lot of books. Let's take a look. Your Laugh Tomorrow, an anthology. Understanding Animal Emotions, Life as a Pet Stylist. Maybe there was more to Mr. Knight than met the eye.
Sadly, I don't think these were hits. They're likely specially selected and placed here for the detainees, with the hope they would want to better themselves during their time here. A Second Chance at Life, interviews with a former prisoner. These books appear to have been written by current model prisoners and their former inmates.
Look at this one, 200 Days of Freedom, an escape story. And this one too, Making Money While Serving Time.
This facility may have more deep-rooted problems than I thought.
What's the menu doing here, Mr. Edgeworth?
It seems as though our detention centre are able to choose what they'd like to eat each day. If they can afford it, that is.
Money makes the world go round, I guess. Doesn't that make life super easy for rich detainees?
Well, Kay, bear in mind the people held in these cells haven't been found guilty yet. Some of them don't deserve to be punished. Quite a few of them, in fact.
You say it's fine that people in money don't have as hard a time as everybody else?
I don't mind defending the practices of the detention system.
Hey, look at this weird piece of paper.
There's some sort of grid on it. Let's take a closer look.
This is, a chess game.
The grid appears to be a chess diagram. The victims, I suppose.
What's a chess diagram?
A visual representation of a game of chess. See how the locations of all the pieces are marked? There seems to be a closely fought contest, but perhaps if this pawn were... No, wait.
Not now, Mr. Edgeworth. Now's the time to be playing games.
Yes, I suppose you're right. This isn't the first time I've seen this configuration of pieces. It's from a different perspective, but it's likely from the same game. Probably would be wise to take another look at the evidence in my possession.
Eureka!
This chess game, I've seen it before.
Enough the chess chit chat, Mr. Edgeworth. We're supposed to be investigating here. Focus.
I am investigating. This particular bit of chess chat could prove to be vital. Now, take a look at this. Can you tell me what it is?
The chess that we saw in Mr. Canis' cell. I don't really know the rules of chess, so...
The rules of the game are not important here. What is important are the positions of the pieces. Compare the ones in Mr. Canis' cell with these. Notice anything?
Ah! I don't know which piece which or anything, but if you turn the diagram like this, there are pieces in the same squares.
Indeed. There's no dog on the diagram, but that is to be expected. Apart from that, however, the positions of the pieces are identical.
And what does that tell us? I have my correspondence.
As unlikely as it may seem, Mr. Canis' chess opponent was...
Mr. Knight?
This could just be the proof we need to show Mr. Canis had a connection to the victim. The bed was nice and spotless. There's no sign of the toilet paper has been used. Everything seems to be in order for this toilet here.
Are you serious?
Why? What's wrong?
There's no door, there's not even a curtain. No designer this place should have thought of a little more about people who have to live here.
I think there might be a reason behind the open plan layout. The standard barred window, no signs of it being tampered with. I don't think there's any chance our killer escaped through here.
I wish I had to bring something to saw through the iron bars with. As they say, fail to prepare, prepared to fail. Glad I got the chance to escape the place out.
Okay, we're investigating your crime scene and preparing for your eventual escape. This must be Knight's suit jacket.
I've been doing some research of my own.
Oh, what have you discovered?
Discovered that guys who look good in suits tend to be popular with the ladies. Don't worry. Guys with free neck ruffles are next on my research list.
Please stop.
Hey look, the newspaper's got a chunk of it missing.
You're right. A few of its pages have been roughly torn out.
But what?
But why?
Maybe Mr. Knight wanted to clean his cell but didn't have a cleaning cloth.
It's not totally implausible, I suppose, but who would try to clean their cell? The bed doesn't look very comfortable. That pillow over there is very clean, spotless in fact.
But it's the kind of bed Gummy sleeps in. I can just picture it, can't you?
No, I sense you more of a mattress on the floor type. There's something different about this spot here.
This part of the floor is weirdly clean. Did somebody wipe it down or something?
Why somewhere in the part right next to the bed, though? suppose the floor's been wiped clean.
Maybe he spilled some grape juice.
Who knows? We can certainly imagine what he used to do the wiping. The torn out pages of that newspaper.
Why wouldn't he just ask a guard for a cloth or something, though?
Perhaps he didn't want anyone to see what he's wiping up. And whoever had exhausted this cell, who made significant progress by establishing a connection between Mr. Canis and the victim. This is very bad, sir. Is that the guard? The security camera footage, sir. I watched it and... What is it? Can you show us? Yes, sir. I have a small playback monitor with me. What are we waiting for? Let's see it. What was that?
That black thing is the dog, right?
Until now, our assumption was the crime had taken place in the prison proper. It seems that assumption may have been wrong. Man had actually been attacked in this location.
Take that!
Right here in the detention center. The perpetrator was indeed Mr. Canis' dog. That's just the evidence we need. And if this were where Knight was actually murdered, one of the pieces of evidence we found here in this cell takes on a whole new meaning. If Knight's cell was a crime scene, the piece of evidence takes on new significance.
Take that!
The floor of Knight's cell was wiped clean, presumably to remove something. Could something have been his blood? Thank you, officer. Would you mind doing me one more favour? Name it, sir. There's a detective by the name of Gumshoe somewhere in this facility. I need to give him a message. Tell him to have this cell tested for traces of blood and report the results to Edgeworth. You got it, sir.
I can really go after that Canis guy, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, not yet. We still don't know how Knight and the dog moved from between this cell and the prison proper.
Right, that's what we need to figure out next. What's the play, Coach? Where are we off to?
I suspect one of the guards might know something. We should ask those posted nearby to see what they have to tell us.
Okay, now to get asking, huh?
Well, look who it is.
Thanks for the tour. Later. Well, well, Mr. Prosecutor and his little friend. I didn't expect to run into you here. Must be my lucky day.
This is Agent Shilong Wang of Interpol. He was in charge of a case I worked on 2 weeks back. I thought he'd gone home to Zheng Far after that, but here he is. You had some business to take care of, I take it, Agent Lang?
You could say that. Nothing that need concern you, though. First a black cow and a wolf and all in black. Wait, why are you all alone today?
That's true. He's usually accompanied by an army of police officers.
I hear you were at it again a couple of days back, sticking your nose into things.
A couple of days back? Oh, he means the incident with the President. Actually, I thought you might be there as well, leading up security detail.
Our president doesn't have much faith in the efficiency of his own country's police force. Maybe now he'll think twice before using contractors again. Amateurs.
Ainline doesn't have much faith in prosecutors or the court to do their jobs right. Which is why he's so meticulous about investigating with his hand-picked crew of the crop officers. Indeed, no doubt things would have turned out differently had you and your men been in charge.
My men, huh? Yeah, those guys aren't around anymore.
What? They're not?
Funny, isn't it? I'm a real lone wolf now.
So what you're saying, Agent Lang? What on earth happened?
Told you, it doesn't concern you. I'll see you around, Mr. Prosecutor. Wow, he seemed not okay.
Yes, I'd very much like to know why. There's nothing we can do right now. We'll worry about Agent Lang later. We have an investigation to conduct.
Alright, let's start by talking to these guards.
There's an assortment of trophies here.
Just once I want to give someone a trophy.
What sort of award would a great thief hand out?
Greatest rope escape, of course. Oh, but if I enter the contest, I guess I just have to turn it to me handing the trophy to myself.
I worry more about finding a venue willing to host such an event. I was wondering if you've seen an enormous black dog wandering around here recently.
That thing?
No way. If I had, let's just say I'd be a lot more nervous about standing guard here.
So, you and this dog have some kind of history or something?
Not now, Kay. You should know when to let sleeping dogs lie. By the sound of it, Cadus's dog hasn't been spotted on this side of those heavy security doors. Oh man, I'm in so much trouble. What's the matter? You seem perturbed. Oh well, you see, one of my uniforms is missing. I could have sworn it was right here in my locker.
Did it grow a pair of legs and run off somewhere?
Where in the world did that idea spring from?
Anyway, I hope you track it down soon. I'll be rooting for you.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Missing guard uniform.
Hey, are those my faithful assistants I see before me?
Fender, where exactly have you been?
Where have I been? Been looking for you two, searching high and low. Wandering lonely through the prison halls. It's terrible, I tell you. But the prison's over there on the other side of the facility, boss. So listen, I just got the lowdown on some seriously dynamite material. You want to hear it, right?
Seamless.
I was chatting with a few of the guards and they told me something interessant. Turns out the Bronxer had himself a little incident 2 days ago. Pre-mortem, if you catch my drift.
An incident?
Simone told you to come visit his pal, right? It happened right after they'd wrapped up, when Bronco was being escorted back to his cell. It was just one guard and he was handcuffed, Ovs. They made it back to the guard and the guard was taking off his cuffs when the Bronxer clobbered him. Bam! Knocked the poor guy out. Sounds like it might have been the prelude to a jailbreak. When the other guards showed up, they couldn't find their comrade's keys.
Were there any rumblings about Knight attempting an escape?
That's the bit that fries the old noggin. There were none. He just sat in his cell and turned up dead. What's more, he swore right to the end he never stole the keys. They turned his cell inside out too, but no dice.
The guard who was struck, what did he have to say?
Nothing. Poor guy was still out when they took him to the hospital. Word is he's still there.
So there's nobody around to tell us what really happened. What the? It's you losers. Oh, that's all we need.
Why are you still hanging around here like a bad smell? Hey there, little buddy, listen. Miles here's working with me now as an associate. Nonsense! You're here just to cause trouble and turn my investigation into a fart. Eustace means farce, of course, a simple split of the tongue.
Seemed like a reasonably apt choice of words to me. Judge Cavell, great to see you again.
I know who you are. You're Simon Saint's attorney.
Guilty as charged. Now I've broken the ice, how about a friendly... Or not, I'm totally cool either way. Fucking where's my hug, motherfucker?
Now, did I hear you correctly? Mr. Edgeworth has joined the defence team? Yep, and me too. We're officially employees of Edgeworth & Co. But a prosecutor is a public servant. You would draw your sword in the goddess's work to personal gain?
It's not a problem if I'm not getting paid, though, correct? Exactly, what he said. Mars here's a volunteer. What about pro bono stuff over at Edgeworth & Co.?
How wonderful. So you all work without reward? The goddess would surely approve.
Yeah, I'm a regular philanthropist. Judge Cavell, I was hoping to ask about the grounds for Simone Saint's arrest.
That information is on... Is that a challenge, I hear?
No, I was just asking Judge Cavell.
I'm always ready for a little verbal combat. I'll show you what it takes to be a real winner.
How is it verbal combat if you won't let me speak? Still, this could prove useful. Fine, we'll do as you suggest. Now, if you could begin by telling us why Mr. Saint was arrested.
There'll be no need for that. Eustace, we should... Ha ha ha! Not now, Cavell. Watch and wonder. As I put this pathetic prosecutor in his place, he's going to run rings around me.
I think you meant to say you'd be the one running rings around me.
And I will! So badly your ears will be ringing. Prepare to be humbled, Edgeworth. You want to know why I arrested that man? It's simple. Simple! I found evidence. Evidence of him all over that thing. How's that for some wingly conclusive proof? And who saw the truth first? Why, me, of course. Winner by name, winner by nature.
Where do I even begin?
Look at you, utterly lost for words in the face of such mastery. I'll take your silence as yet another win.
Honestly, does he ever shut up? You said you were the one who arrested Mr. Saint. Do you even have the authority to do so, Mr. Winner?
Obviously it was the police who actually arrested him. But I told them to do it, so I think I can claim the credit, don't you?
Of course that's what he meant. Oh, this is clearly going to take a while. A shame, really. Given I'm much more interested in what Judge Cavell is silently thinking over there.
Hold it!
I'm just checking, but do you know who it was? You do know who it was you arrested, correct?
Huh? Is that some kind of joke? Of course I know who I arrested. It was Simone Saint.
Good to know he remembers that much, at least.
Hold it!
Rock solid, you say? I'm impressed.
Hold on, I know what you're doing here. You're trying to butter me up. It might work on the chumps you meet in court, but it won't work on me. The evidence we found is clearly rather damning for Mr. Saint. Perhaps you should tell Mr. Edgeworth about it, Eustace. Damning is right! And it was on the strength of that evidence I decided to arrest him.
Hold it!
Evidence of him was all over that thing. Can you be a little more specific, Mr. Winner?
Do I really have to spell it out for you, Edgeworth? I hope even you could put two and two together.
Stop messing around. The onus is on you to provide a comprehensible testimony.
Come now, Eustace. I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth and his friends will be very interested to learn how you cracked the case. They certainly look keen to hear about it. Fine, if you insist, I'll fill in the gaps. Brace yourself, because this is going to blow your tiny little minds. I bet you didn't even know the victim had, wait for it, a chess set with him. The chess set was covered in the fingerprints of a certain Mrs. Simone Saint. Praise be to the goddess of justice for the insight she offers, and congratulations once again, Eustace. You would not object to Eustace amending his testimony, I trust, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, by all means, please do. Go ahead and shoot yourself in the foot.
Objection!
So the fingerprints on the chess set are the ace up your sleeve?
The one up my what? Yes, the chess set up the ace sleeves. That's right, Edgeworth. I've got a winning hand as usual.
Only your winning hand is a busted flush. For you see, it was Simone Saint who brought the chess set to the victim in the first place. Therefore, it's only natural his fingerprints are all over it. That took a while to sink in. In conclusion, those fingerprints aren't proof of anything, and Mr. Saint's arrest was premature.
Premature?
The incident took place here within the walls of the facility, and being neither a guard nor a prisoner, it makes very little sense to suspect Mr. Saint.
Oh!
Now what?
I think you might be the premature one here, Edgeworth. And to think you were the one accusing me of being hasty.
Did he only just work out what the word means?
Sure, I identified Mr. Saint as a suspect faster than pretty much anybody else. And I won the race when it came to picking out the crucial evidence too. I'm quick on the draw, you see. But hasty? Not at all. You're right that Mr. Saint isn't a guard or prisoner here, but he was... Eustace.
Judge Gavelle.
Butt up, Gavelle, I have him right where I want him. Forgive me, Eustace, but if I may... While the particulars of the suspects are indeed fascinating, don't we have something a little more impressive to share with the prosecutor? Something more impressive? If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Edgeworth, Eustace made an ingenious deduction concerning the murder weapon. Perhaps you'd like to hear it. Yes, of course. Well remembered, Gavelle. Listen to this, Edgeworth, and prepare to be amazed.
Will this ingenious deduction explain why Mr. Saint was arrested?
Let's just say you won't be disappointed.
Judge Gavelle deliberately diverted the conversation away from my line of questioning. What exactly is she up to?
Fact 1. The murder weapon was a sort of metal blade. Fact 2. Potentially deadly blades are strictly controlled within the prison walls, as we both know. From these two facts, I conclude the weapon in question must have come from the outside. It must have been hidden inside the chess set. That's what I think, anyway. And perhaps the only prints found on the chess set belong to the victim and the suspect. I'd say it's blindly obvious who bought the weapon and used it, wouldn't you?
If nothing else, his testimony this time is a little more comprehensible than last.
Another winning deduction brought to you by the one winner, Eustace, prosecutor extraordinaire.
More like one winner, useless prosecutor extraordinaire, if you ask me.
How can anyone even hide a weapon inside the chess set? Good question. Take a look for yourselves.
Inside the chessboard? I suppose there's only one way to find out. There's nothing in here but chess pieces.
That laugh is really something.
He seems pretty convinced the weapon was hidden somewhere. I better take a closer look. What? The stiff lining opens like a flat door.
There's plenty of room in there.
Indeed, more than enough to hide something like a small knife.
Ingenious, no. The killer stuck the weapon in by...
Ha.
Ha? What do you mean, ha? Let me finish, will you?
I fear you've not been listening, Mr. Winner, or perhaps you've simply forgotten. The detention centre's outfitted with a security gate.
Huh? I mean, yeah, and... The security gate also has a metal detector, Eustace. You must pass through another one on the way out of the prison itself, remember? Yeah, that's right. Of course I remember.
He definitely didn't. It would have been impossible to smuggle a metal blade through a gate into such a gate and into the facility, which would seem to blow rather a large hole in your reasoning, Mr. Winner.
The gate is only used to scan people. Any others agreeing to the facility are only subject to a cursory check.
Are you telling me the chess set wasn't put through the metal detector?
It should have been. Alas, it seems the guards have grown a little lax in regard as late. Very good. Thank you, Gavel. My pleasure. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, if you'd be so kind as to begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination? It seems like she's holding a trial. Well, no matter. Let's see how well this ingenious deduction of Mr. Winner holds up, shall we?
Hold it!
A metal blade, you say? Do you have any evidence to support this?
You mean you didn't even look at the victim's injuries? Why am I not surprised, you third rate? The fatal blow was a stab wound to the neck. It was delivered by a knife-like blade. That much is absolutely beyond doubt.
It appears they're not yet aware of how a certain other piece of information.
Lost for words, are we? I'll just keep going. My brilliant deductions don't end there, you know.
Hold it!
The fact that such objects are strictly controlled doesn't mean they're actually forbidden.
Well, no. I mean, some of the prisoners used scissors to cut the animal's hair, and that avenue of inquiry was conscientiously pursued, as you'll no doubt recall, Eustace. Yes, only one blade object had been signed out by a single prisoner at the time of the incident. The item was tested for traces of blood, and none were found.
I suppose he's referring to the scissors Mr. Solek was using.
There's no way the blade in question came from inside the prison.
Hold it!
Outside? What does that mean exactly?
The opposite of inside, you numbskull!
Was that an attempt at clarification or a put-down, because it clearly accomplished neither?
What Eustace means to say is it must have been brought from outside the prison by Mr. Saint. Honestly, Edgeworth, if you hadn't figured that out by now, you're an even bigger loser than I thought!
The feeling is mutual, believe me.
Mr. Saint clearly brought the murder weapon into the prison. The question is how? It must have been hidden inside the chess set. That's what I think, anyway.
Hold it!
No murder weapon was found at the crime scene, and there's nothing inside the chessboard either. I'm curious, Mr. Winner, do you also have thoughts on where this weapon might be?
It's... well, the perpetrator must have hidden it somewhere in the prison.
They hid it somewhere inside the prison? That seems unlikely. I can prove that's not the case.
Take that!
I'm starting to worry about your memory, Mr. Winner. Didn't you and the good judge search this prison with Warren Lagarde? And didn't you fail to find any murder weapons?
Yes, but I guess we just missed it, that's all. Way to undermine yourself.
You're saying your search wasn't entirely thorough? You, the so-called winning rookie?
Stop making fun of me! Eustace, calm yourself. Breathe deeply. Don't allow your opponent to get under your skin. You're right. I am winner. Why should I let a third-rate loser like Edgeworthless here get under my skin?
I'll thank you to leave my name out of this.
I'm Kay Faraday, and I'm A-OK.
Not you two, please.
Look, it's simple. Since my first-rate investigation didn't turn up any weapon, it means there wasn't one to find. Which leaves only one possibility. The murderer took the weapon with him when he left the prison. That's why we couldn't find it when we looked, obviously.
What you're proposing is impossible. And this proves why the culprit couldn't possibly have taken the weapon out of the prison with him.
Take that!
More memory trouble, Mr. Winner? Are you forgetting things yourself has said?
Are you making fun of me again?
Oh, so you remember what I said? But perhaps you might have been better served by remembering this.
What's that? Wait, does he seriously not remember?
It would certainly seem that way. There's a security gate at each of the entrances to the detention centre and the prison proper. Coming from the prison, anyone leaving the facility would have had to have passed through both of them. 2 gates, both fitted with metal detectors.
Oh wait, now I remember. Looks like he got his memory back.
As you can see, there's no way anyone could have taken a weapon out through both gates. Therefore, there is no way the murder weapon could have left the building.
Ah! In which case, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you care to tell us where you think the murder weapon might be?
It is still here on the premises. It's the only plausible conclusion to be drawn.
We searched the prison from top to bottom and couldn't find anything.
Because you were never going to find anything to begin with. Not when you were labouring under the misconception there is a blade you're looking for.
Yeah, we know true about what happened to Mr. Knight. We've seen it with our own eyes. That's quite a claim. I assume you have the evidence to support it. What is the weapon that was used to commit the crime?
Take a look at this, Judge Cavell, and the weapon used in this case will become clear.
Take that!
This is footage taken from a security camera trained on Knight's holding cell. Now watch it for yourself and see.
What? But how?
This footage captures the moment the victim was attacked by a black dog. More than sufficient proof of how he really died, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it's certainly significant.
So now we know Knight was in fact killed in his cell by a vicious dog. A dog that moved the victim's body to the prison workshop post-mortem. We know this thanks to an eyewitness who saw the dog in the workshop when the body was discovered. I think we can all agree there is no way the dog could have planned such a crime itself. Indeed, I fear it may be his handiwork after all.
That's quite enough of that, Mr. Edgeworth.
Judge Cavell?
You're correct, this footage is an important piece of evidence. It also raises an important new question. A question I suspect you've also been asking yourself.
She's right, there's a major problem with my version of the events.
The black dog, the one that belongs to one of the inmates, how did it move between the holding cells and the prison proper at will? Oh! How do we answer that one, Mr. Edgeworth?
The truth is, I don't know yet.
Of course not! Can it, Wonder Boy? You didn't even notice there was a problem. Until the defence provides an adequate explanation, the court cannot accept your line of logic. That is all. This court is adjourned.
But wait, there's still much more to explore!
Court is no longer in session, Mr. Edgeworth. If you'd be so kind as to leave the courtroom.
Court was never in session in the first place.
Once again, this court is adjourned.
We may not have all the answers yet, but you haven't explained anything either regarding Mr. Saint.
What do you mean?
Just as we don't yet know how the dog made it into one of the detention center's holding cells, you can't know about how Mr. Saint could have made it inside the detention center, let alone the prison either. He would have been allowed as far as the visitor's room to see his friend, but no further. So it's hard for me to conceive how he could have committed a crime in the place he had no access to. Judge Cavell, I believe it's your turn to provide some proof. Proof that Simone Saint was able to enter the prison.
You wish for the court to provide you with proof? Highly irregular, but very well.
What? They actually have something?
Now seems like as good a time as any. I suppose you've been kind enough to share your own theories on the case.
What's she building up to here?
Mr. Edgeworth, I suspect you don't know what Mr. Saint does for a living, so allow me to fill you in. He's a circus performer.
What?
Perhaps you've heard of the Very Big Circus.
The...
Don't be silly, darling. Of course I was. He said it was a very important day, after all.
What way exactly? A big meeting of...
Yes. Come on. We don't need all this bit of the flashback. You see it now, I assume? I'm sure you're aware the show was held yesterday for the prison's entertainment. A show featuring animals and performers performed by members of the Big Berry Circus. Does that mean Mr. Saint? Yes, Mr. Saint was allowed inside the prison as part of that show. A fact that's been confirmed beyond reasonable doubt.
She held on to the fact until the last possible moment. She let me run with my own theory, and only afterwards did she use it to reveal the truth. Wait. That must be why she steered him off on a different topic back then too.
I got you good, didn't I, you third-rate prosecutor?
This has nothing to do with you.
Gentlemen, the court is well and truly adjourned. If I may offer a word of advice, Mr. Edgeworth. Your conduct as a prosecutor is already in question. You do well to remember if you're removed from this case for that precise reason.
What are you trying to say?
The committee reserves right to confiscate your badge at any time. Should you wish to retain it, you'll do well to avoid crossing paths with us again.
Is that a threat?
The goddess of justice is compassionate, Mr. Edgeworth, but she is not endlessly forgiving. And one last thing. You are no defense attorney. Abandon this foolish pretense.
Thank you for your concern. But I do not abandon anything. What I start, I finish.
Well, do try to remember that the two jobs are not one and the same. That a defense attorney is expected to develop something of a bond with their client. Next time, finding out your client's real occupation might be a good place to start. Now I really must be going. May the goddess of justice watch over you all. So Simone lied to us. Not just you two, Guy took me for a ride too. What's his deal? Whoa, you're not having second thoughts about this, are you, Milesy boy? Sure, Judge Cavell's a tough cookie, but it doesn't mean you can just give up the ghost. The defense never rests, a wise man once said. That goes for his associates too.
Don't worry, Fender. I've no intention of resting. Nevertheless, our assumption that Mr. Saint couldn't have entered the prison has been proven false. Which means we need to restart our investigation from square one, I'm afraid.